welcome to the Pick'em Show. I am Damon Santore. He is Ramon Scott joining me this week. Ick is having a travel day, so Ramon is joining me. Thankful for having him. How are you today, Ramon?
Great, Damon. Hoping to pick some winners here in the NFL, win my pool this week. I've got to find some spots here, pick some dogs, I think, today, but I don't know. The matchups are interesting, so I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, a lot of moving pieces, honestly. I feel like the league's finally taking shape. It seems like it took a while, but you're finally starting to see the bad teams. You're finally starting to see the good teams, and there's starting to be some separation. Everyone's dealing with injuries. That's who's doing what with what, and I think you're starting to see. We'll see teams making that run, and it'll be interesting to see how they go.
Well,
Um,
not every team can just pick up Josh Dobbs. If you could, you'd probably be
sure.
amazing. Why not? Why not? I'm wearing my Jets colors. Didn't the Jets figure out they could have probably gotten Josh Dobbs for a box of copy paper or something?
They're weirdly tied to him. I don't know if it's because the team rallies around him in the locker room. There's something to it, though, because he has the full support of not just the owner, but it seems like the team to an extent. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's interesting because he's not good. He'll give you three terrible quarters, put one drive together, and they'll win behind their defense, a la right-handed Tim Tebow. It's it's eerily similar. He is better, but it is similar. It's interesting.
Well, leave it to Woody Johnson and find a way to muff up the organization so bad that you can't even beat the Chargers at home.
Yeah, and they their defense. Yeah, they have potential. I'm not sure what's going on, but let's start with the Thursday night game. Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's shout out last week's winner. Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, was it our very own? Wait. Oh, they both. What did they pick the tiebreaker at? They both picked the same for the tiebreaker. We
what?
have a tie. We have a tie, folks, and we have a tie between Jared Bromley and the Who-Bangin channel. Congratulations, guys, with 11 this week. Me and James Ixnizzle, of course, we both have 10, and we both didn't pick the Thursday game. I'm going to say it would have been a four-way tie, maybe. That would have been interesting. But coming in fifth, Joe Worsner with 9, Jake L with 9, but I'm not sure why they didn't consider that a tie. Jasmine and Sophia with 8 each. And then coming up in the back for the week was Eric and Jacob. Eric Williams, Jacob Fulmer. Oh, everyone did pretty good this week, 7 or better. And there was also, 2 games off? That's pretty good. Everyone 50% or better. And that's with multiple people missing. Updated on the year standings. Let's see. Joe Worsner taking the lead with 86, followed by Sophia with 85, Jake L with 83. I have 81. Ick has 79. Who-Bangin with 77. Jacob Fulmer and Jasmine 76. Eric Williams 76, and some trailers. Look, I know it's not fun to get an office pool in the end of the year, but you can get in this one. There's only 10 or 15 of us picking a week, and first place is $20. I mean, it's doable. I haven't done it, but it's doable. Definitely doable. And I believe there will be some sort of end of the year prize too. So stick with it if you are picking. All right, let's get into it. Personally, I'm excited for this matchup. I don't know why, but the Thursday night game, Carolina at Chicago. This is gonna be ugly. Do we know if Justin Fields is playing?
Right now he's listed as questionable still. Um, Go ahead with what I mean. I'll wait to comment on it. I'll just give you the injury status and see what you have to say. But yeah,
Well,
I'd say comfortable at this point.
the Bears just got a couple people back, right? Khalil Herbert's back. I don't know if he's going to play. They're getting people back. They just made the trade for Sweat from the Oh my God, the Redskins, and
And signed
he's.
him to a huge contract.
They extended him.
4 years.
That's your,
4 years for a huge amount of money.
when you have a DN who runs a 4.4, I mean, it's terrifying. I've been saying it all year. Did he play last week? I honestly didn't even
Yeah, yep, I think so.
Huh. Yeah, they look good. I mean, their offense looked good. They're coming off the loss against the Saints, where you could just tell once the Saints had the lead, they were just hanging back on Bajent, and they didn't have to worry about him running as much, and they kept the game in front of them. Um, with Fields, will they? How will the offense look? Bajent had them looking good. He was utilizing Komet. Foreman was running well. Carolina on the other end, their offense is very up and down. Bryce Young was lost at times. Um, what another interesting part of this game is the DJ Moore trade. The trade, this is a big thing. Bryce Young was a part of the trade. DJ Moore is a part of the trade, and this is a big. I think this is a big thing for both teams. What do you feel about this game?
Well, I hope the Bagman's in there for the Bears. I want Badgett in there, really. I mean, look, hope the best for Justin Fields, and there's nothing to say that didn't lose his job to Bag Boy. But if you look at the way these guys stand in the pocket, what Badgett looks like compared to Fields right now, when Fields is in, look, there are times I think the problem is being with the Bears, maybe even for both these guys long term. Yeah, maybe they'll get some pieces going, but Badgett looks more like the NFL style of quarterback that you need in there. And I guess I'm just, going to have to suffer with whichever is in there or not know at this point with the status. But I said, they'll go back to Fields. It's still his job. Badgett didn't win the job away, even with a little bit of success uh, in his performances. So I'd probably still end up on the Bears here. I've got a rookie quarterback still on the road. And well, I've tried to talk up all the rookie quarterbacks as much as I could because I do think they've had relatively good success so far. It's tough to gauge. I mean, you can make fun of it, but look at some of these. Got Will Levis today announced as a star. These rookies are good. I think Young is okay too, but whatever, he's not working at this point. And on the road, I just think one more time, even with the bad Bears, I'm going to go with the Bears.
Yeah, I think this is a Bears spot too. I actually think you're going to see Young struggle first. The Bears defense, they're putting pieces together. They're putting some speed together. They believe in what they have built. It's going to be interesting. And I know it sounds crazy in the NFL. 2 QB system with Fields is something that could work. It just has to be designed correctly. I'll get you another one, buddy. Um, it has to be designed correctly. He shows amazing ability at times, but then he does miss some simple throws. Across the league, though, it's not rare. So would you rather have someone like Fields who shows at least some potential than some of these other guys? I mean, if he doesn't produce by next year, I think you can really call into question. But people saying they need another quarterback now, I think he has one more year. I really do.
Oh, I mean,
I do want to see what he does for. He's shown enough growth to me. And I've been a big Fields doubter, big. But yeah, if Secret Agent Man starts to all this long winded to say it's Chicago, I think you have one team on the up, another on the down, and either team wins here. Chicago gets the loss, and it's Chicago fleeced them, man. I mean, we can look back later, but that was a fleecing.
well,
Okay, what's that?
no, I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm going to try the Bears though here, Carolina. I mean, we got a pretty bad one here. You said it. I mean, the teams are combined 3-17. So
Yeah. Oh, oof, yeah, not good.
3-14. I mean.
Let's move on to the next Germany game. Indy at New England. Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady. The classic matchup. Oh, it's not? Oh, no. We got Gardner Minshew and Mac Jones? Okay. All right. Not as bad. I was thinking, though, how spoiled were we when every year you'd pencil in like the 13-1 Colts versus the 12-2 Patriots? Just like I missed that time. It was just perfect. Every year they'd face each other. They were good. But okay, long-winded to say. How do you feel about this game?
Well, I'm happy that Mac. Hey, I've been saying Mac. Hey, loosen up, Mac. Loosen up. That's maybe just a little too tense. Mac is what I've felt like this season sometimes with some of these mistakes. But hey, this one's all right. But man, a big move here. It looks like all week, a little bit to the Colts. I mean, not huge, but certainly the Patriots opened up it looked like 1.5 point favorite, and the Colts are favored here by 1.5 as they've taken the action. Now, uh, maybe it's a wash at quarterback. I don't know where you want to put these guys right now. I would think Mac against a pass defense like the Colts. Maybe this is what the doctor ordered. Sure, against some bad teams, the Colts defense, maybe they had some success last week, but here, going up against at least, I don't know, could we call them a decent, not even a decent team right now. When you're 2-7, it's not like you're trying to, just get things back to normal. That's what you're doing if you're the Patriots, just anything right now. So a little bit
Worst
of a
record.
with the unpatriot like, and it's not,
Mhm.
I know that there's a lot of questions right now with even what's going to happen after this season. Could Belichick be out of here? I mean, just crazy. These type of things are being said, but I don't know. At this point, maybe the Patriots can get together. We saw Stevenson with the big run last week, but look, the Colts, they seem to have the running game back. This is all the Colts need to kind of, uh, you know, get things a little bit together if they want to try to have a shot at getting a postseason berth. Is Taylor back in there running like he is? He feels like the big difference in this game.
Mhm.
So why not take the Colts here and Taylor to star? I mean, is there one running back right now that could absolutely be off the charts in this league? I don't even think you can find one guy that's a standout back that can go off at any time to be that guy. Yeah, Derrick Henry maybe right now, but Taylor back in form and looking to make a splash really at
Mhm.
this point since he's returned to the lineup. We've already seen him put up good numbers, but nothing that
Mhm.
is eye popping off the charts where everybody's like, hey, this guy's one of the top 2 or 3 backs in the league, which I would say right now he is.
He is, no, for sure. I think his efficiency numbers have been there. It's been a little lack of touches. 2 weeks ago, he had 1 touch in the second half, and that'll do it to you. I'll go bring you one in a sec, buddy. Got my little co-star here. With New England, it feels like Mac arm lets him down sometimes. He underthrows guys a lot and then overthrows them some. I really do feel like. Here, watch. I'll bring it to you. Go. I really do feel like his arm does let him down at times, though. Oh God. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Finish this out. Hold on. I'm sorry. 1 second.
Yeah, so for me, guys, it's going to be the Colts on the road with Taylor. I'm looking for one guy to make an impact in this game, and I think it's going to be Taylor here against the Patriots. Look for Mac. I just want him to loosen up a little bit, untuck his shirt. Maybe if Stevenson can get it going, the Patriots can do something right now. And I think Mac is fine against a defense like this, against the Colts that they're certainly at the bottom of pass defenses in the league. So this one might have. It's funny because all these England games go under, but I don't know. Watch out here. We'll see.
Yeah, I like
Kind of
point
hard
steers
to,
too.
to go against some of these trends right now. These unders, especially a guy like me. But Colts, you know, Colts are going to be running. They'll probably have some production, and they still have a pretty bad pass defense. It's just a matter of do the Patriots have enough to exploit that.
Yeah, you're seeing just last note here. I'm with you on the Colts. You're seeing in this week very unpatriot like things. I know like it gets overblown the Patriot way, but the Redskins punted Commanders. I'll never not call them Redskins. It's bad. They punted on a 4th and less than 5, and a dude was lined up in the neutral zone that wasn't even rushing. He just dropped back. Mistakes that you rarely, and I mean like that you can't make those mistakes. I mean that's just giving them a free possession. They got points on it. Yeah, that's I think the Patriots also have the worst record in the whole AFC. Amazing stuff. Moving on to the next one, a divisional matchup that should be one of the best games of the week. Cleveland at Baltimore. Cleveland coming off another dominant performance at defense as advertised, although against in his first start. Baltimore off another amazing defensive game. Now the Lions have come there and the Seahawks have come there, and they've shut them both down. Like they've really performed. Their defense looks like they're in the right place at the right time. That linebacking core can really move. The trade for Roquan Smith seems to really be working out for them. They're they look like a full unit. Their offense looks good. Lamar looks comfortable. Lamar's making good throws, good decisions. Gus Edwards pounding the ball. On the other end, Cleveland doing it with the injuries and somehow performing. I see a low-scoring game here. What do you feel, Ramon? What are you seeing in this one?
Oh yeah, I mean division game with two teams like this right now. I mean, obviously the two of the best defenses certainly in the league right now. So 6 point spread looks pretty high, but we're just trying to pick a winner here, and I'm not going to try to buck the Browns. Or I am going to try to buck the Browns here at this point. Just taking the Ravens as a favorite. I think they'll still get it done, but no doubt the Browns will come in here and be competitive. Such an important game at this point. Ravens looking good at 7-2, but they often give some back a little bit. I don't see this team, you know, with a running the table or any type of real dominating. It's gonna be still tough. But man, what a situation in this division right now with every team right now. Every team is in the playoffs. All three wild cards right here are
Whoa,
in this division.
that's crazy.
That is crazy right now. As it stands, all three wild cards would come out of the AFC North right now to go in there with Baltimore. So pretty crazy here. Playoff caliber teams, no doubt about it. Will a team drop off? You don't want to lose these games. You know, you're an underdog if you're Cleveland, and you're not exactly in the coziest of positions. Watson continues to improve. Say what you want. Every week it does look like steady improvement. Never going to live up to any contract or anything like that, but
No,
you got to get these guys to the finish line with who you got. Cooper. Weird, right? He's never looked better. It almost.
amazing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
So Ravens, though.
I was always a Cooper doubter too. That's another guy who's really changed my opinion. Last year with Brissett, and now he looks like a different receiver. I don't know. Stefanski figured out how to use him. You know, um, the Brown. I agree with you on Watson. That Colts game, his shoulder wasn't ready. His shoulder strength did look like it was back this week. I'm gonna take the Browns. A huge game for them, and I think their defense has to show up. 6 points is a lot. That's a whole nother thing, but if we're going to look to get an edge, I'm going to look with the Browns here just because their defense is doing at 5-3. If they lose this week, it's a bigger game for them than the Ravens, in my opinion, too. We'll see how it goes.
No, the one thing about this, real quick, I'll say to you before you change games is that, hey, if you're looking to win a pool, look, all the games are a field goal or less this week, except for some standalone, like the Monday night. It's a standalone of not kind of, but out of the Sunday grouping where you need to find one. It's between this one and if you can get an upset, maybe somewhere else along the line on one of these 6 point spreads. The other one being maybe the Commanders if they could do it, but this is the one you got to go for right here. I would think that's going to be that you're going to get a minority. You're on the minority side, I would think, and that would be a game changer a little bit in the pick'em. There's some 1-2 point spreads too that'll disseminate the field.
It should definitely pull towards the Browns a little bit by the end of the week. I don't see it. I don't know. I don't see it going closer to 7. I would definitely see it pulling the other way. Okay, this is another interesting one. Two teams are both not good in my opinion on offense. One team has a better defense in Pitt, but two historic franchises with two just ugly offenses. What do you feel, Ramon?
It's a Super Bowl we've never gotten, right?
The Rodgers one.
Yeah. Well, here, look, got big time questions. I bet I was a supporter of Love early. It obviously wasn't there. Pickett is starting to pick it up a little bit. So, interesting that the Steelers, in their way they do things, this is just fine if you can get a quarterback to manage a situation here right now. And I'll stick with this favorite here in this one. Steelers come in 5-3 at home against the Packer. It's not working out for whatever reason with Love. It feels like maybe a little bit of a bargain, actually. I'm talking spread wise. I got to think Pittsburgh. I think this game just shapes up very, very well for Pittsburgh this season. Look, they're 1-7 to the under. The defense is doing just fine. They'll be just fine. And I think they can win this game for sure. Oh, looks like I've got Damon frozen here. So might be stuck on talking Pittsburgh Steeler football for a moment until I get Damon back. But Steelers coming in certainly right now. Like I said, they're part of that grouping in that division right now at 5-3, tied with the Browns currently. So that kind of makes things interesting there. Got to keep winning at this point, but Steelers here at home can get that win, and the Packers are in a little bit of a situation where really it's right now you got to start winning some of these games somewhere, finding a game along the line to win on the road that you're not going to win. So maybe they know something I don't, Damon, with uh, Jordan Love. I mean, you've invested a lot of time into him here, so um, I don't know if they can wipe the slate at the end of the season and just chalk it up. We're probably going to have
I
to
think they
keep working with him.
I think they can though because they've seen who he is through practice these last couple of years, and they've seen this year. So even though they invested that first round pick in him, I think you kind of can move on because it's been 4 years. Just I don't know. I could be wrong, especially if a new head coach comes in. Now, all that being said, I like the Packers here. Pitt's offense is just disgusting. I think Pickens, as good as he is, can cause some turmoil, and I think they're, they struggle. This is going to come down to a field goal. This is one going to be an ugly game. I just like Green Bay here. I'm not sure why. I think that they're going to be able to pull it out. I think they've been snake bitten a little bit. Love needs to start games better. He's two different quarterbacks. The first half he's atrocious. Second half he comes in and does well. It's been a roller coaster with him. Definitely disappointment. I'm sure Packers fans are feeling pretty bummed going from Favre to Rodgers to Love. It's just completely different. But give me Green Bay here. Aaron Jones does look good. They need this win, and I think Pitt. This is a letdown spot for Pitt, in my opinion. Alrighty, the next one, two hot teams. Probably two of the hottest teams in football. Houston at Cincinnati. Stroud looks all of what everyone thought he was, or was that a bad Buck secondary that's prone to getting torched? What do you think?
The Buccaneers have had some decent numbers defensively as a unit, so I'm not going to look at it necessarily that way. But yeah, no doubt. I mean, you got to be fired up for what Houston's doing right now, and pretty excited. Now, granted, this is a very tough matchup, especially with all the momentum that the Bengals have been building right now. But for a quarterback like Stroud to go out there, it's not a fluke when you put up 470 yards in one of the first games in your career and set an all-time rookie passing record. That's the real deal, especially when you're Houston, right? It's not like you were brought in. Yeah, okay, maybe he has been blessed with a little bit of talent on offense, but nobody would expect. Say you didn't get Stroud. I mean, there was no expectations for the Texans offense, even with Stroud. You just want to see a rookie grow and develop and maybe become a good quarterback. And all of a sudden now you're 4-4 on the road against a Bengals team that is on fire against another you know top-notch quarterback is going to be awesome and fun. I guess I'm just kind of forced to look. It's a pretty big spread for a team that's playing as well as Houston, and Cincinnati is my pick here, Damon. I won't dilly dally around, but I'm happy for Houston. They certainly can make a game of this. I think the defense is certainly going to be fine in this situation to keep it within one score. And of course, Houston has the kicking game in
Oh,
Wale, who obviously there was nothing wrong with his form. What a great situation to have if you got desperate to have a guy who's obviously kicked in high school a little bit, maybe played some soccer or something. That was perfect. It was a great story. It's what the NFL is all about. I'll take Cincinnati though.
yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Buccaneer legend, Dare Ogboy. I love him. No, there's nothing better when Sue was kicking PATs. There's Justin Reed kicking field goals. I love it.
This
It's
was
better
different,
than the.
man. This guy had something, right?
I didn't. I saw the kickoff. Kickoff was
Okay.
good.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
when you get the field goal, I mean, I know there's a little bit of okay, maybe he's not a kicker, but when you get a field goal attempt and it goes end over end, and you're not necessarily a real kicker, and it gives that little slight curve back in like he had. This guy's kicked a few. pick
Well,
balls.
also, going over those D linemen, not easy. You don't get any height on it. That thing is getting blocked.
Oh yeah,
Like
no,
it's
you
gonna
don't
happen.
expect this guy. They'll whatever's going on, they'll have a kicker this week, even if it's not Fairbairn. But that was fun and that was cool. But a little bit too much, a little bit too much to chew here for the uh, red hot Texans at this point. But man, what a story! Fields, I mean, wrap it up, rookie of the year. Come on, this has been absolutely. They've got big hopes. It's awesome right now, and to be a Houston Texans fan.
I saw a thing saying potential MVP this season, and that's how like high people are on him at this moment. And I'm like, whoa.
Well,
I
he
mean, it
started
was
to
just a
yeah, he started to uh, bump up a little bit on the betting board
it's
this.
Lamar's, right? Like I don't know. I don't
Well,
see.
it is, but I mean, when you just look at the odds this
No,
week,
I'm asking. Yeah, no. Well, what's
no, you got
how
to.
is
Well, first of all, you got to put your team in a chance to win something in the
of course.
postseason. And the Texans, especially, they're 7 point underdogs here, so they're going to be under 500 if they don't win this game.
Okay, moving on. This will be actually an ugly game. My hated team, the Saints. I cannot stand this franchise. At the Vikings, who just pulled off a miraculous win, or was that the Falcons choking? Was it Dobbs mania? Who knows? But we will see. I think this will be very telling about both these teams this week. Minnesota just lost Cam Akers doing Achilles. He was starting to get touches. Will open up other touches for their other running backs who are explosive, so we'll help them with the explosiveness. Dobbs has been capable, and New Orleans is very Jekyll and Hyde. This is a spot that Minnesota can they sneak another win. Their playoff hopes are real. You could tell what this team believes by that trade. When they went and got Dobbs, they're saying we still think we can win this season. This isn't a future trade move. It's is Jefferson. What's 4 weeks for Jefferson? What's the update on him? Do you know?
It's not real promising to make anything back as far as an early return right now, I would think, given his situation. I mean, it is a hamstring, so we could be getting close here. It's been almost a month now, so still, that injured, on injured reserve, so he'll be able to come off soon, but uh, we'll see. I don't know if the reports are, you know, great at this point, but we know what it is for this week. And I'm all about it as far as Dobbs. I don't think it's a any kind of move for the future. I think it was out of desperation. I don't think they knew what they had. I don't think the Cardinals ever knew what they had and what a Dobbs is. I mean, I don't even know if Dobbs is any kind of team solution overall. And it's just amazing what happened out there. Uh, to look at the defense, he was playing a little bit, I think, to a certain extent. It certainly was magical. The one thing about the Vikings, right? Last year they were the luckiest team in the league. As far that's what they got their kind of their moniker on some of those wins. Here they've almost had to like overcome the fact that maybe they've been the unluckiest team in the league. Now last week you got to take the rabbit's foot out of their butt, but certainly the way they looked, that confidence that they had, not only with Dobbs, but Quessenberry was a big role in that game. He had just come on, and you need a guy like that really, and especially in position that is so important. So I'll try the Vikings here again at home against the Saints with Dobbs. I mean, this one, man, closely rated for sure. In fact, the Saints have gained the favoritism now, but I like the momentum with the Vikings. I still have all kinds of problems with the Saints on the road here, and I don't know. It kind of feels like a battle of one team that maybe has built confidence in the Vikings. And look at the Saints; they're 5-4. Damon, this is a closely rated game, so maybe they'll win. But they are laying a couple of points. I know we're on the Pick'em show, so I'm taking Minnesota, even though they're a dog. But the Saints are 5-4 straight up, but they're 2-6-1 against the spread.
Yeah, the Saints. they've been so underwhelming. People had Super Bowl aspirations for them, and there's no way. Their defense has honestly been pretty underwhelming too. Bagent had success against them. This is a defense that was supposed to come in and come back to form this year because they ended last season a little hot. And on the opposite end, Minnesota's defense has actually performed a lot better this year than last year, and I think they lost a couple pieces even. I like Minnesota here also. I think the Saints have band-aids over a bunch of cuts, and I think it's going to start to show. I really do. There's no way that they're not about to have an implosion with the Olave arrest. I just don't see them pulling it together. I really don't. Dennis Allen does not seem like the type of coach that I would. He doesn't seem like a good X's and O's guy, and he doesn't seem like a good rah-rah guy. I don't know how a guy like someone like that gets a job. I really don't. Um, Give me Minnesota here, to be honest.
You talk about Olave, we love him and everything, but shout out to Shaheed, who's had a great season, and
Mhm.
he's from Mount Carmel High School, and I like Shaheed, also done a good job.
Yeah, he has done a great job for sure. All righty. An interesting game here. Jacksonville hosting the 49ers. 49ers losing three straight now. Looking absolutely just not great. Not great. They're going to have to really put some things together. Their defense, what you're seeing the loss of D'Amico Ryans. You're and it's this is an important turnaround spot for them. Jacksonville's looked like a good team. Coming off a bye, both teams coming off a bye, well rested. I like the Jags here to keep rolling. San Francisco has not shown enough for me. I don't know if it's a Purdy thing or what, but they don't look right. It's I'm not sure if it's because they've been missing pieces or what, but they haven't looked good. Give me Jacksonville here. What are you thinking?
I'm with you on this one. I want the Jags. They're the team with all the momentum right now. And San Francisco's hit a little bump in the road. I don't know if I'm ready to bump San Francisco. I mean, I've seen some people, knocking them out of their top teams. I get it. I mean, it's been a little bit crazy here of late to see them lose some games. But to see some of the national talking, they run a top 10 and they don't even have the Niners in the top 10 anymore. I don't know about that. I think they'll still be fine. But man, Jacksonville here in this spot, and you're actually getting what? Well, it's a couple of points, but we're talking straight up. I mean, I'll take them with you. I'll take Jacksonville here. I'm excited for Jacksonville and everything that's going on. So why not? I mean, I'm gonna try Jacksonville one more week here. I don't know if what the final tally is going to be looking like with the people who are playing the office pool this week, but I would think I might get at least a split out of the people in the pool. So give me another home team.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Definitely. Moving on to another South, or I don't know if they're in South Florida. Another Florida team, though. I don't know my geography. I don't even know if Jacksonville's South Florida. Florida's
Jacksonville's
in the
in the
South.
Jacksonville's
Uh,
kind of like in the panhandle part.
okay, well, the next closest game to Jacksonville, Tennessee at Tampa Bay. Will Levis has looked good. Tennessee coming off what they play on Thursday night last week. It's so bad. They played the Chiefs. Oh, no, that's not right. I don't remember, dude. It's so bad. That might have been a couple weeks ago. I don't. It's so bad. I should probably look that up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Woo.
I was looking. Go ahead. Say it
No,
again.
you're good.
I'll
No,
correct.
who did the Titans play last week?
Yeah, last week the Titans they were up against the Pittsburgh Steelers in that
That's right.
game,
Okay.
the
Okay.
16, and it was a loss
Pickens.
on the
Yep.
road.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Got it. I remember. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Titans both. Oof. Buccaneers 3-5 after starting 2-1. Both teams not very promising. This is gonna be an ugly one. I'm actually. Jeez. You know what? I'm gonna roll with the Bucks here. I'm gonna roll with the home team. I gotta go with it. Fire the cannon. It's I actually really think Hopkins has looked really good. He's motivated. I don't know if it's playing with the rookie or what. I thought he was going to tune out. They announced today that Levis is the starter, and he was making throws from different arm angles, which is important. He was making bad throws though, too. Risky, very risky. That will catch up with him. Arm strength is good. And I didn't watch him in college, but he seems like he's gonna be okay. He seems like he's gonna be okay. We'll see. Like Spears missed a touchdown. Um, as long as he gets a little control of that offense, the Titans might put a little run together. Their defense isn't great, but how do you feel about this one? You know what? I'm changing my pick. I talked myself out of that. I'm going Titans. I talked
Well,
myself out of that one.
that's just it. I mean, I want to talk myself into the Titans because if I'm going to be a believer in Will Levis,
Well,
as I
I'm
was
listening.
last week, I wanted to take Will Levis and the Titans, and uh, I was big on Levis, and I'm still big on Levis. But unfortunately, here you have a rookie quarterback going on the road for his first true road start against a Bucks team that has managed a little bit of defense. I wouldn't be uh, too hard too hard on them, Damon. Right now, both teams have played well defensively. I mean, as evidenced by the fact that they're both 2-6 to the under so far this season. But I want to roll with you. I just have a lot of, I just have some trepidation with a rookie quarterback on the road against, you know, the thing about Baker, he just does keep coming. Quite honestly, it's hard
Mhm.
to quantify because you're not going to be able to take Baker to the Super Bowl or vice versa. You know, he's not going to be able to take you to the Super Bowl. It looks like at this point with any team, but if you're in for some reason, and they're going to be in some wild game here. I mean, we're talking about a near uh, pick 'em affair in this one with the Buccaneers favored at home by one. So no matter what, you're going to sit there at the end of the game, and Baker's probably going to have the ball, needing a touchdown somewhere along the line to either win uh, or give them the lead late in this game. But I'm a big fan of Levis. I really want to. This is feels like a spot to take a stand and say, "Hey, I'm a believer in Levis, but let me get one game under his belt on the road, and I'll just take the Bucks one more time here." Because Baker has been okay. He's done his. If you got him what you needed him for. So all right, Damon's frozen again, so he's gonna have to come back on here. I saw he just sent me a note. He'll be right back. So, anyways, that's the thing I'm saying for me is you got Baker. Uh, puts it together, right? Just no matter how you look at it, it keeps the team in the game. He's kind of one of the guys you want. If you needed a touchdown, even over some of the younger quarterbacks who are a little bit more established, sometimes you need a guy like Baker to lead you down the field and get that touchdown. Now, like I said, Will Levis to me is the answer in Tennessee. I always don't, I don't like it always when they come out and say, "Hey, wow, this is our guy, Tannehill," immediately to the bench here. You signed Tannehill, you gave him some money. He certainly had earned his spot as one of the better quarterbacks in the league. But right now they're willing to make the change and make it public, let everybody know Will Levis is our guy, no matter what
Yep.
happens moving forward with Tannehill. Tannehill's ready; he'll be there, but we're making the change. So the old saying, Damon, you can't lose your job due to injury. Well, tell that to Ryan Tannehill.
He looked really bad, so I'm not surprised.
Well,
He's looked not the same. I don't know if it's lack of mobility. Okay, grab some toys, buddy. Another thing, it's been the Buccaneers
he
front seven
probably
that's
never
been good.
really was all that, right? But he's was able a little bit of skill to be an NFL quarterback. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Vrabel covered up a lot of his stink, and I think Vrabel. I've said this. I really think Vrabel's a top three coach in the NFL. I don't know what it is, but it seems like he gets the most out of his players. It seems like he always has. And here we go. The Kyler Murray show, our short king. Did they announce the starter for Atlanta yet? It's Heineke again, right?
Well, unfortunately, at this point, if it's going to be Heineke, that's not. Look, whatever happened to Ritter wins every game at home, and then all of a sudden you want just after I don't know 2 or 3 mediocre performances, but yeah, Heineke he'll be in there this week, and they've gained favoritism, but Murray, you know, say what you will about where he stands health wise, mentally, where the team thinks they are. He'll finally be back this week. Hasn't necessarily swayed the odds makers yet.
Really? With
I
Clay?
don't think.
Well, There's no way. There's no way it opened at 4.5 with two. He's so bad. He's so bad. I could be wrong. You would be. You're the one who is smart with that stuff. I really don't know.
Well, they're right
But
now. Atlanta's a 1.5 point
it's
favorite.
1.5. I saw it open at half, so maybe it did move.
Well, again, I mean, I don't know if we even knew at the
Or maybe
time.
that's me making up that line. And
No, that
I
could have
have
been a
no
look
idea.
ahead line. I mean, Atlanta was definitely a bit more of a favorite coming in. We definitely in the look ahead. I think we saw that Murray was targeted to start, but we just weren't sure until this week. So I think that's part of it. Trust him against a team that I don't know. To me, Atlanta. I think they made the wrong decision here to go to Heineke. I'm not saying Ritter's any good. I'm just saying what did he do wrong? Other than, I mean, uh, if you're so, what are you going to do? You're Heineke. You got Heineke. Who would you have taken if you were the Washington command? If you had Heineke, would you have put in Heineke or Howell? I'm trying to look at. They kicked Heineke to the curb for Sam Howell,
Howell's
and
looked better. He
okay,
has.
yes, I know, I get that.
He's slightly more consistent than Heineke.
And I know they were calling for Ritter to get out of there, and he's not getting good, but I don't see it right now with Heineke at this point. I'll try Arizona to get this second win. This is what I need. I think uh, the players in the pool will look at that Arizona record, and that was all Josh Dobbs, by the way, pretty much,
Yep.
right?
So I agree with you. I'm taking Arizona here. Back to like something that happened before I got disconnected. That's a triceratops.
That's not a triceratops.
He's correcting me on what dinosaur is. He knows
Well,
what
if
it
you
is.
got a Triceratops, you're probably going to win this week. I mean, if you take out a horde of
Oh, that's a Spinosaurus. Okay, I'll be right out, buddy. Oh. I'll be right out. Okay, but like with Tampa, at this point, people are playing for jobs for next year. They're playing for film with the Baker thing. People know Baker's gonna play for him. That matters. He, going to that, they're gonna have Kyler out there for him. I think that Arizona is gonna be revitalized, and I like Arizona this week. I also do. Lead us into the next game. Oh, what a game! I wish I could go see. Oh boy, what a mess. Detroit at Chargers, my favorite game of the week. What are you looking at this week?
Well, I'm happy that the Chargers. I didn't think it was a good spot for them, and I ended up paying the price last night. I mean, who's going to be on the Jets? Only not a great choice by me last night, but I'll try the Chargers back at home now to beat these hot Lions. At this point, I think people are going to want to be on the Lions here as a short favorite. I'm looking to win this pool, and I prefer the Chargers at home. So I'm going to come back with the Chargers here. I think one thing that people kind of forget is the fact that Keenan Allen kind of has been operating on his own this year. You see the great milestone he passed up last night. Everett was no factor really, I thought, in the game, and the other receivers really weren't either. So it was really that's why we saw production down so heavily. I think there in that game for Herbert. So obviously was up against a very very good defense. Here he'll be up against a good defense, but at home we probably could get a third touchdown out of this one and make it very very competitive. I'll try the Chargers here. Against the Lions, they're hot. They're winning games. They're covering spreads, so they're probably going to be pretty popular with the public right now. And I just, as a Chargers fan, I'm going to trust them a little more in this spot to get a win. They need this win right now, 4-4. All these 500 teams need wins immediately to get back, trying to catch those AFC North teams.
Definitely. Chargers off a short week. Lions off a bye. Get David Montgomery back. Or most likely he's trending back. You're right. The Chargers receiving corps non-existent. Other than Parham and Everett's hasn't been great this year. Guyton just coming off the ACL. You can't expect a lot from him. Demario Davis might start getting some more touches, but you're definitely seeing the lean on Keenan Allen. I like Detroit here, but I can't watch this game either way. I could see either side winning. I'm looking for an exciting game. I hope they both wear light blue jerseys. I can't wait. This next one, Can we just wipe this game off the slate? Two teams that give me Dallas here. There's not much to say. The Giants are absolutely terrible. Tommy 2 throws, Tommy 2 fumbles, Tommy 2 picks, whatever you want to call them. They have no shot. The Giants are so bad. Do you have any good information to add to this?
Well, it's been stunning because the Giants' offensive line really looks like the worst rated offensive line in the league. They're making every team look, even teams without a pass rush can get to the quarterback. I said last week in one of the chat rooms, I said that you've got to think that this week you're going to have a quarterback kill against from Max Crosby, and I guess I was right. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to kill the guy, even though he might have, but he knocked him from the game. Certainly, Jones may have been hurt a little bit, but he was knocked from the game, so that's another big problem moving forward here for the Giants in this contest. What are they going to do at quarterback? Because we know, the thing with Taylor is he had been banged up as well. I mean, he's on the IR with a rib injury right now, and Daniel Jones obviously out for the season. So big time questions right now for the Giants, and they're 2 touchdowns or more dogs here. Oh, did I lose you again, Damon? Well, don't leave me don't freeze up on me with this game, certainly, with the Cowboys and the Giants. I mean, if anything, you got to look to this, there you go. Oh, there you go. Oh, you just had to pop out with the kids here. They moved it to the next game so I could move on here with Washington at Seattle in this one, and Seattle, a touchdown favorite here against Washington with Geno in there, and as the aforementioned Sam Howell. So, I'm going to take Seattle in a pick'em game in a pick'em pool here right now. I don't see Washington being able to turn it around, especially against Seattle, where some question marks have come up of late, and they need to kind of get some wins going under their belt right now to get back to where they were maybe headed. I'm not saying that they were overachieving necessarily here late in early to mid season, but it's been a pleasant surprise certainly to have the Seahawks here on a little bit of a good run right now. And I think against an opponent like Washington, like I said, I'm not necessarily in the Sam Howell corner at this point, being able to try to produce a road victory. I'll take Seattle here. They come in with a 5-3 record. The Commanders have done a nice job at this point to be 4-5 here. Pardon me. And I'll take Seattle in this one, see if I can get Damon. I'm sure he'll be on the Sea Chickens as well here in this one, but I think moving forward, how not the solution. I mean, to me, it feels like the same quarterback, to me.
It is.
As Heineke.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any, difference. But other than Heineke has already been kicked to the curb once. I mean, Sam Howell doesn't look like he's going to develop into an NFL playoff caliber quarterback at this point. He could come to a decent team and do well, but.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think that you nailed it. I think that Seattle is regressing to the mean a little bit. I think that when they went and beat Detroit, it really skewed some things. They lost the Rams week 1. They've been a weird team. They haven't been able to run the ball. It's definitely hurt them. It's been interesting. I wonder if they're going to get Charbonnet involved a little more. Either way, give me Seattle here. You can tell Washington's punting on the season. I'm not sure what their plan is, but yeah, you could tell with trading their 2 guys that's smart though. They got extreme value for Chase Young. I mean,
hey, I'm all for those teams that make moves that
those picks mean everything.
It looks bad on the surface, but I mean, you got to plan ahead.
Would you rather keep them and win one more game this year, or would you rather, that you have to think ahead in their situation? They have a monstrous division with the Eagles.
Well, unfortunately, you might have 2 players. Well, maybe, we'll see. Maybe these players won't pan out to be, you make a decision.
No,
right?
They're
I'm
good.
going to pay these guys. They're good, but I mean, when paying defenders, uh, you guys you got
They
to
still
draw the line, but you got to start somewhere too. And like I said, I'm not saying it like that. I know they're good. That's what I'm saying, Damon. Is sometimes you got to keep franchise players, right? I'm not talking franchise tag. I'm just talking about players who are dominant, elite players in the league, because that's how you eventually win a Super Bowl.
So speaking of elite players on bad teams, this is a perfect segue. Would this team ever trade Max Crosby? I do never see the Raiders trading Max Crosby. That's a good point. You have to have guys like that. And if trading someone like that, you're just trading an anchor, right? So by trading, it's so tough. You're right. You can't find those guys. They just don't pop up. Look at Khalil Mack and the impact he's made for the Chargers, right? That's a good point. Going back to the other game real quick, my bad. Do they still have Jonathan Allen?
Let me check that for you.
I haven't been as versed on the rosters.
Let's see. His status right now will be. I'm gonna check his. I can check his play. I can check his playing
time. That's well, their secondary is so bad. I think they need to invest in that. Maybe that's what they're going for, because you can have their secondary just gets torched.
Yeah, the production down last week. Definitely one of his lowest producing games last week, and the week prior here. He's definitely slowed down here against Philadelphia. And New England over the past 2 games has not been nearly as involved as he was mid-season. So that's probably all. That's probably why you've missed him.
Okay, so this is an exciting
One
game.
solo tackle last 2 games is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wonder if they're just really saying they're punting on this season. That's interesting. Because is it a rotation thing? Was it snaps, or was it just Belichick?
Well, I mean, compared to some of the other, he had a season high. He had a season high in tackles back on the 23rd with 5 tackles, 5 solos against Atlanta. And he had 3 in the season opener against Arizona, when he also had a sack in that game. But 3 sacks this season, none in the last 4 games.
Interesting. Yeah, so their line's not getting it done no matter who's rolling through. Okay, but moving on to this next one. Jets at Raiders. Another game I'm actually excited for. I know it's going to be ugly, but I think the Raiders going with O'Connell finally has some stability. They have the pieces. I like Vegas here. Is there any reason I shouldn't? What do you like here?
No, I mean, with the Jets as bad as it looked last week, and the Raiders actually, I don't know, they build some kind of momentum at home, at least here, as they try to get to 500 against a team that they should be able to do it against. I'm not sold that O'Connell is any kind of answer, any kind of future. I think that the Raiders, to make a coaching change like they did, if that's what they needed to do and everyone says it was the right thing to do, then I think it's fine. I mean, I don't think Antonio Pierce is a head coach of this team after this season. So this is just a little bit of a rah-rah here. I don't know, for Mark Davis, if they did pull off some type of situation where they could find a way to make the playoffs here, maybe he could actually remain the coach. But again, here's a coach that basically got his first job at Long Beach Poly, and after his first season, Long Beach Poly, a storied high school football program, had their worst record in 38 years. Now, wasn't they like they went 1-10? They're Long Beach Poly. They went like 5-6 or something. Then he went to Arizona State and was with a couple of established, veteran coaches down there over a few years, and then ends up as a position coach. Look, he's probably a players coach kind of guy. You saw him embrace Mark Davis before the game, and this is maybe what the Raiders need temporarily, but I always say the Raiders lipstick on a pig with their new stadium. They're pretty much a mess all around. I'd probably be fun to hang out with Mark Davis, see who
Oh yeah.
sits next to him, but I'm just not sure he's a guy to, to bear the torch of his father here in the future. But they'll be fine at home in some situations like this one.
Yeah, that's a great point. He's definitely not his dad, and he would be a great guy to hang out with. And I actually think he's hilarious, dude. The haircut, everything. He just, to me, he's so likable. But that's a great point with Antonio Pierce. Basiglia made the playoffs when he took over for Gruden, didn't they?
Oh gosh, that was
And
it feels like this. Yeah.
they didn't hire Basiglia, so that doesn't bode well for Pierce.
Well, right. And here's the thing. I mean, if you want to look down the line, Damon, and I'll just do it right here on the Week 10 NFL Pick'em show. I'm gonna go Carniac here. Let me see if I can get the envelope here and look at the situation. And I see in the future here, I see a head coach who's in college who is under a lot of fire right now. He has one of the best teams in the league, and he's going maybe to the BCS championship with a lot of controversy and a lot of baggage that he might not be able to even come back next year to college because it's so controversial, this guy. And win or lose, he'll go back to the NFL where he's already had massive success, taking a team to the heights with the 49ers. His brother is one of the best coaches in the league, and his dad was a legendary coach in the Mid-American Conference.
Did he also star in an episode of Saved by the Bell?
He starred, and so Jim Harbaugh will be the next coach of the Los Angeles Raiders when he has to leave Michigan because he's just going to have to leave Michigan.
That was Jim, right? That start. He was in an episode of Saved by the Bell, right? Yep. Okay. Yep. At Max's place. Yeah. These youngsters have no idea. Then Bob Golick in the college years. Man, don't get me going.
So that's what I'm going with, right? That's what I'm going with. I mean, Harbaugh's been a success. We know wherever he's gone. So why wouldn't you do this? He's not gonna. I just can't. How can a guy survive this whole situation with Michigan right now? And once he gets to the little BCS championship, it's all going to be all anyways. So that's what I say. Go Raiders.
Yeah. No. Yeah, and the Jets just can't put anything together. If the Raiders just do semi-competent on offense, I think they can squeak this one out. Their defenses look better. Let's roll on to that's Sunday Night Football. Ooh, exciting. Let's roll on to Monday Night Football. This is a game I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Buffalo has not looked the same. Their defense is getting gouged by the run. I mean, that's a problem they've had. Losing Milano, White, they've lost so many pieces that are key pieces. They're just having to figure it out. Diggs looks great, and then Davis every other week is good and bad. What do you like about this game?
Like Buffalo. Buffalo to get right, get healthy, and beat up the Broncos and cover the number this week, Damon. I mean, this will be a spot a Monday night in Buffalo. Everyone's got a chance to get a few cocktails in after work, skip work, whatever. It's going to be all Buffalo here against the Broncos. Good on the Broncos. Get a few wins and kind of wake things up a little bit, given them having revamped the roster here. A so-called purge, if you will, of the Broncos. Try to bring in all their old Saints guys a little bit here. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Working, but I'm going to take the Bills to blow out the Broncos actually here. We just picked the winner. So.
Yep, no, I like Buffalo here too. I'm going to be rolling with them, my survivor, and just praying that Josh Allen shows up. I love Josh Allen. He's my – I don't –
Oh, I lost Damon, and I think the show's over, but I will try just 1 second to get him back so we can give you a salutation and send you on out here. Thanks for joining us on the Pick'em Show here this week. I can see Damon right there. He's about to say Buffalo. So just want to thank everyone for joining us, and my buddy Damon here doing a great job with his show, juggling dad duties as well. And win your pool out there this week. Look, we just got to pick the winners here, but you got to pick a few spots. Just don't go checking off all the favorites. Don't go checking off all the home teams. Play a little gamesmanship here, game theory. Try to find those spots where you think everyone's going to be on the other team, and then you can, pick that, get that right side. It's all about being on the contrarian side in some of these games. That's going to get you home in that pick and pool. You'll need the one win. There he is, Damon.
I'm back. It was brutal. Yeah, thank you so much, Ramon. Thank you for holding it down. It was a tough week. Thank you, everyone who hung with us. You can follow Ramon at Ramon Scott. That's where you can find his media. It's Ramon Scott Media. Dude, honestly, I say this all the time. He knows his stuff, dude, and he's always got great nuggets. So he's a great follow. If you don't follow him already, check him out. And he is somebody who is definitely worth keeping an eye on. Thank you, Ramon. Do you have anything you're looking forward to this week?
Yeah, another week of NFL action certainly this week. And look, some of these quarterbacks, like I said, I've been a big fan of all the rookie core. I think this is going to go down as one of the better. Look, it's hard. I could get a lot of heat on that, but it's hard to actually have any success from a group of rookie quarterbacks. All you need to do is have a couple of guys hang on and start some games, and it's a successful class. So I think that's what we have here really in this group of quarterbacks, quite frankly. And we'll see, like a guy like Will Levis. I mean, that stuff is real. And certainly CJ Stroud with his numbers, that's a real situation. You just don't come off there and knock one of the biggest records off the book, 470 yards. That's a big deal as well. So I'm kind of pumping these rookie quarterbacks a little bit, kind of long term here, but some of them